You're listening to the Lion Pawcast.
All right, people. Well, we're back again. This is now episode 15.
Yee.
And
Yeah.
we're finally all here. We got Tom back on the line.
Welcome
Say
back,
what up, Tom.
buddy.
It's good to be back. Good to be back. Good to be back.
And yeah, back in Austin. At least I'm back in Austin. You guys never left.
We're still here.
I'm back.
Where were you, Tom?
I'm back. I'm
Philadelphia.
back too, yeah.
Oh yeah, Tom was.
And did you have the best Philly cheesesteak of your life on this trip or no?
No, I don't eat those anymore, James.
Good on you,
Oh,
mate.
okay.
I can't.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, not much has happened. Honestly, it's been kind of a stressful amount of time. Everybody, or me and Tom at least, had to go back home for a bit. But let's just jump into some Lion Heights news. We got some cool stuff happening. The newest, most awesome news is that we finally got Same Situation on vinyl printed up. So you can now pre-order that and get the pre-order price $15. Otherwise, it's going to be $25 if you don't act now.
Right.
So go over to the website, get your pre-order, and just for being awesome podcasters, if you type in Gold Rush, that's capital G and a capital R, Gold Rush, you can get free shipping. So that's only for our exclusive fans that are listening right now. But yeah, and there's a download card in there. There's a bunch of cool stuff. So please go and check that out. But yeah, other than that,
yeah.
What?
It's Sorry, I don't mean to like correct you on this, but we just keep calling it a download card. I think it's actually a coupon for our online store.
you're right. It's not a download
but we keep
card.
calling
My
it a
bad.
download card. That's why we keep saying that. But anyway, wasn't trying to step on your toes there. But it's a
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it's a 15% off coupon.
Right, yeah, right on. I remember making it and then I instantly forgot like what it was, but yeah, there is something in that vinyl for y'all. And you know what? I gotta say that it's pretty cool to have this. I know it's been always a dream of mine to be able to have a record with my own music on it.
Me too.
So just cool, and this is an older record, so it's kind of interesting to have that one be the one that we're pressing, and we're gonna be excited to press our new one too when the time comes. So yeah.
Yeah, going into the future, I definitely want to put out the record when it actually drops on vinyl. But everybody's on their own journey, and it took us a while to raise the funds because we fund ourselves. And you know how it is. Things just have to happen in their own time. Also, back in 2017, I don't know if Gold Rush was even. They were operational, but I know that they were having some issues and stuff. And now they seem to be more on top of the game. So yeah, check out Gold Rush if anybody's out there in Austin wanting to get records made. They did a good job. So we give thanks to them. But
It's kind of funny to me how something like a record like Same Situation, which was something that was pretty much a Chicago project, more or less. I mean, I remember being here and finishing some vocals here in Austin and finishing, tying up loose ends and whatnot. But
we did a good chunk of it in Chicago, like some of those vocals.
yeah, and it's just kind of funny to like, have that and go to like a local record place like Gold Rush and have them do it and kind of have it be kind of like a, honestly, I don't even know the word for it, but just kind of like it spans a couple years. And, we started it when we were living in one city and then we're living in a new city and we go to a local spot that does it. I don't know. It was just interesting to me how kind of time passes and this music is still here and we're still putting it out in different formats. And
yeah. It takes a minute to put music out, y'all, and like the thing that kind of is weird also is that like some of the music that you write, it made sense in that time, and then you get older and you look back and you're like, I sound dumb.
yeah. I was thinking about that, like somebody who doesn't know about Lion Heights, right? Like who might learn about us in the next couple months, might buy that record, and then speaking just on my own part, I feel like I don't even sing like that anymore.
You don't. Your voice is a little different.
It's different, but it's weird to have like this new product that is representing an old person, like an old version of me that's not really it's not really representative of us right now, but it's something that we have that's new and out. And the whole thing with, being in a band, if you don't know, is that's always a thing, because you always have people that learn about you. They might hear the first song you ever recorded and hear that from you first, and then be like, oh, this is my favorite band. And then maybe when they hear, the stuff you're doing currently, it kind of is like a mind warp, because they have this notion of you from something you did in the past. And yeah.
Well, plenty people can never escape their first record. Like, their first record's a hit, and then after that, they're never able to make something like that again,
Yeah.
It's true. I just bought Justin Bieber's My World CD to hear Baby. Totally doesn't even sound like that anymore.
Did you really buy that CD? Number one,
Now it's all about that Laffy
why are
Taffy.
you buying CDs?
It was a joke.
But I know that you actually are a fan of CDs. You have a CD collection.
Yeah. How many CDs do you have?
Yeah, but they're all trash now. Now they just live in my car and they get trashed.
I actually, when I was cleaning out my grandma's place, I found her collection of CDs and I brought them back thinking that you'd be interested in a few.
Probably.
It's a lot of...
Hey, do you all have your...
Huh.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, it's a lot of country music.
I would probably be interested.
It's like classic country too, not the new stuff.
Oh, my stars.
That's what I like.
know. What were you going to say, Tom?
Do y'all still have your old CD books?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, mine lives in the trunk of my car, and they have started to...
Mine too.
and they slip out from time to time. So now my trunk is kind of just like a CD graveyard of all my old burnt CDs, and they're all just kind of strewn about now because I guess they slip out of their little cases. But
They are kind of worthless now. When it's like literally everything is online, even the stuff that you couldn't get before.
Yeah.
they're cool to look at, though.
Can you
'cause,
imagine?
Like, I don't know about y'all, but did y'all ever write the track lists on your on the actual CD? Yeah, so it's cool.
Yeah.
They're, even though like none of mine play anymore, they're so severely scratched, and if they're not scratched, like they have like heat damage or something. But it's cool to look at them, kind of like you would a record, because they all have hand drawn whatever they are, and some are like half mixes where it's like half this artist and half another artist, and mixed CD culture, which these kids don't know nothing about these days. But looking at the track lists of some of them that are written on there is just kind of a cool trip down memory lane. And
Yeah. It is cool. Yeah, it's funny because I put like the album jacket in there too. I would take the jacket out and put it in the sleeve with the CD. So now I have the actual jewel cases.
I remember people that would do that. I never did that, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So if you're thumbing through your, booklet, you get to look at the album art as well. And yeah, but I never listen to that stuff anymore. I mean, honestly, I don't even have a CD player. The only CD player I use is my studio computer. That's it.
Wow.
So I wouldn't even be able to listen to it, but
Yeah, all I got's my car.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only thing I have that has a disc drive in it anymore.
But you know what?
Me too.
What's cool is that even though the record just came out a few days ago, we've already got a bunch of pre-orders. So I'm really glad to see people are excited about it. And even a few people that came by my place just bought some today.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's some excitement about vinyl, Nobody was ever excited about our CD.
Right. But vinyl is one of those things,
So-
and I tell this to a lot of people when we're talking about this kind of thing, is that like I have a good amount of records. I don't have as many as you do, Dane, but I rarely listen to them. But I like to have them, and I'll look at them, and it's just more of a way for me to support something, A, and B, I like the graphic design aspect of it, and I like the physical aspect of it. Even though only every so often I'll pull out a record and put it on the turntable, but it's still something I like to have. And I think other people feel the same way.
It is meaningful. Yeah. Yeah, and like we went to go see Fat Tony play the other night, and Jeremy and I both bought his album, to support the thing, and it's a good album.
Yeah.
And he wrote he wrote on my album, like, bless up with, whatever. And now I'm like, all right, well, I can't open it now because he wrote on the plastic part, and I want to keep it because he wrote a very thoughtful note. And I was just like, okay, I'll have to borrow Jeremy's if I want to listen to the album now. But I'm really appreciative of the note that he wrote. So it was just cool though, and thinking into the future, like we could do the same and sign them and write on them and all that stuff. So yeah. But anyway, moving on. The next little thing we got going on is this coming Friday, we're going to be at Sahara Lounge doing our first Fridays like normal. And I keep, telling y'all about it. But this time we have Firestar coming. So that'll be really, really cool. And then the following month we'll be at Fly Up Fest, which is going to be in Belton, Texas. And, Saltwater Slide will be there, Capistrano, Kayakatura, a bunch of Dem, a lot of Texas reggae bands. And it's kind of set up by us, Texas reggae bands, the whole collective. So, yeah, if you're out there and you want to support the movements, it'd be a great little festival to come check out. And it'll be outside, too, so it should be, COVID friendly and no reason not to come. So,
can you bring your dog?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't see why not.
You can definitely bring your dog. Bring your cat.
I think I might bring my dog.
Tom.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, we got to big up the So Below family one time too for kind of being the, the overall organizers as far as I can tell it of putting this whole thing together, which is cool. I just wanted to shout them out for people out there to go check their music out as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no one band or artist can shine. It really takes us all working together to make it happen. So yeah, respect to everybody out there hustling the festival. And if you guys want, it'd be great to buy the tickets pre-sale. And maybe you can't make it, but you want to support it, so just buy a ticket. And that way we can make it an annual thing and get bigger artists next year, or get like a headliner. Not to say bigger artist, but get like a headlining artist, like a touring act, But this year is really cool because nobody's really on tour right now. So we're going to make a nice festival with everybody that's in Texas,
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's kind of a great time to do something like this, to be honest. The reggae festival that we normally have, and this is not in Austin, by the way. I mean, this is, you already said it was in Belton, but we'd normally have our Austin Reggae Fest going on. And this is the second year that we won't have it, last year, obviously, and this year. So it's cool to be able to have something that can, even though it won't be in Austin, it will be something that
it's close enough.
Yeah, that we can all attend and get our fix, you know what I mean?
And I mean, honestly, one of the reasons why we're not like looking for a venue in Austin is because out there we can do more, we can free up ourselves more, like there's camping available. We can turn up the system loud, we can go later. There's less restrictions, since we're outside the city. So it'll be fun. And then other than that, like we've just been gearing up to do this Tico Time festival where we will be backing Perfect Gitamani, Jadon Blackamore, and Mr. Kali. And we're going to be playing our own set. So we're going to be up on stage forever. And it's kind of funny because we were just at rehearsal and like talking to Tom about it. And Tom, you were saying that this is probably one of the first times you've had to like learn a huge chunk of music, right?
Yeah, this is the first time.
Yeah.
Oh,
that I've had
wow,
to do something like this.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's exciting.
Yeah.
But also a little bit
So let me get this straight. So it's your first time learning like another artist's music, and you're doing it times 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Well, we're glad that you're down to do it, and the dedication and work that you've already put towards it, and everybody. But
yeah, I feel like Tom is more. He's more on top of it than we are. Tom,
silence.
It's to avoid
the
It's true though.
Well, we were hanging out last night, and he was showing me some bass lines and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
because
from the music.
Tom told me that he learned all those songs not only on his instrument that he plays in the band, which is drums, if you don't know by now, but also on bass.
In fact, I learned them first on bass.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just now starting to learn them on drums.
Is that does that help you? Like, did you do that on purpose, or was it?
Yeah, that was deliberate, because I feel like I can learn the structure of a song better by playing either a chordal instrument like a guitar or a piano, or the bass, as opposed to the drums. I'm not really sure why that is, but yeah, for whatever reason, I can internalize the structure of a song a little bit more efficiently when I approach it from one of those instruments compared to the drums.
And that makes sense to me, because it's the drums, I'm not saying they're not important by any means. They're very crucial, but it's not as good as holding down maybe like the form of a song or something, because the drum groove might be the same the whole way through.
That's the thing.
The chords might be changing and the bass line might be changing, but maybe it's just a one drop. And so for your part, it's like, okay, play one drop for 3.5 minutes, but that doesn't necessarily allow you to know, when the verse or chorus or
what song is what.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then eventually, if I understand the structure of a song in that way, like the verse, chorus, bridge, so on and so forth, then when I do come at it from the drums, I can accentuate or just play around with those changes,
Yeah, you know what to set up and what's
exactly.
coming. Yeah.
And then I could just lock into the bass a little stronger too. So
for sure.
I don't know. That's how I'm approaching it this time around. First time. We'll see what happens next time.
But now I'm mad self-conscious at rehearsal, because I might be playing the bass line a little wrong, and I'm looking at Tom like, is this the right? Like, he's like, no, you're not playing it right.
It's boo boo beep boop boop, not beep boo boo beep.
Yeah. No, but it is like really subtle shit like that you want to get right. I mean, I want to play it like the song, but at the same time too, like when we gel it as Lion Heights, I want to put our flavor in it as well. So like I might phrase the bass line a little different on purpose, because I want to put my feel on it. Because especially with this Blackamore music, these bass lines are wild. I don't know if y'all really paid attention to the bass part, but they're super weird, some of them. So like some of the phrasing, I have to just really get stuck in my head to like not just do it my way,
Yeah.
And a lot of that too, I feel like, is part of the fact that, well, at least in this situation, but I feel like a lot of times that we do this, it's never just one artist's music. So it's never like, I mean, it may have been in the past for us, like, but I feel like it's more common that we have 2 or 3 artists' music that we're learning at once. So that could be upwards of 30 songs, or more. And you don't want to just slack off and play it kind of like the track, but also if you try to play it exactly like the recording, you're going to kill yourself. So it's like you have to find like a middle ground of doing the song justice,
making it sound good.
Yeah, and making it sound good and making it sound good for the artist, but also not killing your brain by trying to accomplish all these things that are done on recording, and the way you play songs on records aren't always the time you play them live, or isn't always the same way you play them live.
Dude, definitely. And especially on keyboard, like there's so many keyboard stacks and different tracks. You got to pick what
I only got
is
2
really
hands.
going to be, you can't play all the parts. So that's where we have to be smart as a band and make it our Lion Heights thing, because we are a 4-piece and that's just how we roll. We're not really trying to be a big 12-piece band. And I mean, even though I love live horns and I love background vocals, and like I eventually would like to do that, right now it's not economical in this time. So that's why you can hire us easily. We're a 4-piece, we can hit the road. So,
and I have been told by somebody that they referred to us as road assassins. Because
who said that?
Matt Jacobs said that, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because
that's cool.
He says you guys are only 4 people, but you can make it sound really fat and give we each have our own jobs, and we all stick to our jobs, and we give the music what it needs, and it's enough. Like, sure,
Yeah.
it's not as fat as having a 12-person band, but it's also really hard to get a 12-person band on the road because everybody,
Oh man.
not just about fitting them in the van with all their shit, but, you know, having schedules aligning when people are in the age group that we're in now and they're having kids and they got their own families and they got their own jobs that might not allow them to leave for that long.
Totally.
It creates problems. And when you have 4 people, not saying it's easy, but it makes it a lot simpler
Yeah.
to try to organize that.
Yeah. But ladies, none of us have kids and we're all single, just so you know,
No kids,
out there.
no kids, no wifey.
Yeah, so we're really ready. But anyway, not to sound desperate though. But anyway, yeah, I'm still looking for my queen.
She's out
yeah,
there. She's
so
out there somewhere.
She's out there somewhere. She might be in Colorado on this next trip, or
Hey.
in New York in the August trip. So, but yeah,
New
so we're
Jersey,
getting ready
Dane.
for this festival. What is it? In New
She'll
Jersey?
be in New Jersey. You'll find
I
her in
don't
New Jersey.
Oh, you'll definitely find
I don't know about
somebody in New
that.
Jersey. I can guarantee that.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, so we're just getting ready for that whole thing and just learning a bunch of music, and it's kind of just been an experience. But let's tap into the next thing. Why don't we kick it off with some new music, new-ish, new to us.
I was gonna say, did you want to
Yeah,
go
open.
ahead and we can play Firestar's tune, and
Yeah, let's do that.
this might sound
Oh my!
repetitive because
Firestar is calling me right now.
really.
Yes.
So this might sound repetitive to people, but you know, I don't know who listens to every episode or whatnot, but I always like to give background of everybody, and we've had Firestar. He wasn't really on the show. We just kind of did an interview with him and popped it on the end, but we have definitely discussed him before. We have talked about him when we were talking about the Blank Check Rhythm, which is still
Yeah.
out there. People go and check that if you haven't heard it. That's our first like juggling rhythm release. So we had a bunch of artists do their thing on.
Yeah.
Firestar is one of them. We were talking about his song, Name of Love. And yeah, and we're going to link up with him again and do our first Friday at Sahara Lounge coming up in April. And then the day after that in San Antonio at Hondro's
Oh yeah.
Garden Patio. And Dane, what's up with this song that you picked tonight? Like,
Dude, it's so weird that he's calling me right as we start.
I was almost
saying
about to
his
say,
name.
because
He
we're
knew.
on a 4-way call right now. I was almost about to say, just join him in
Adam.
on it. But, we,
But I don't have it set up to record his voice.
yeah, that's okay.
But I could have done it though, but
It just would have
yeah.
been funny.
So anyway, so this tune is called Silent River. Yeah, and he actually tracked it here at my studio. The production, I'm not sure who made the rhythm, but I just sent it off. I didn't mix it or anything, but we just tracked it here, and it's a cool tune. So Silent Rivers always run the deepest. So let's check it out. Y'all ready to check it out?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
Well, this is Firestar once more. Burning fire. Yeah. My energy is clean and pure. Whoa. Never take a kindness for weakness. Whoa, boy. Silent river always run the deepest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ungrateful people have a terrible weakness. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Silent river always run the deepest. I'm living up, not giving up. Still I do my best. No say that I am blessed. Still I do kindness. Some people just so evil as them still I live like pests. Wanna drain all your blood till it seems like you're lifeless. I and I see say them not got no divineness. Test life, test them and them feel all alive. Test know them rip and run off. Now them a walk and a confess. No matter how much them get, them never get cons. Yeah. Never take a kindness for weakness. Whoa, whoa, boy. Silent river always run the deepest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ungrateful people have a terrible weakness. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Silent
All right,
river
yeah,
always
so-
run the deepest.
Yeah, it's a cool tune. I guess it says Inna One Entertainment is the production, but
Cool.
Yeah, big tune. Yeah, and we're gonna do that one at Sahara Lounge. So
Yeah, that's one of my
if
favorites,
you,
actually.
Come out. Yeah, big song. So big up Firestar. Huge. It's huge.
Huge. Brilliant song. Fantastic production. Gotta say.
Best song. Spectacular.
No one knows more than production than me.
I don't know why, but my favorite part of that is like the little, I don't even know what it is, but like the little, I can tell if it's like an organ with the thing all the way down or if it's like a little marimba thing with a bung, 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 bung. I just love that little thing in there. I don't know. It's cool.
Huh, I never noticed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Firestar has this thing called real seta, which is not the falsetta voice. You hear me?
Oh.
You have a falsetto, but he calls it the real seta.
Real seta.
So that's his high voice. The yeah. That's like Firestar's custom
Hey, I like that.
vibe.
And you know
Yeah,
how people,
real seta.
how we like to change, the word sometimes. Instead of weekend, you call it a strong
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, because Rasta people are all about taking back the
Word sound power.
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and the English language has a lot of negative parts of it that we don't realize we're inviting negativity into our daily speech, you know? Like when people say, I dedicate this song. We don't want to dead anything, so we livicate the song. Yeah. The same way, real seta instead of false seta, because we're not false.
True.
So
And I wanted to know a little behind the scenes Tall Sky action. How many Firestars are in there? Like, because it, I know he likes to like overdub
had a good
himself.
amount.
I was just kind of wondering. It sounds good though. It sounds all well and balanced and
Yeah.
mixed and nice. But I was just wondering.
I don't remember exactly, but we definitely did like the normal vocal. What we normally do is like he does the song one time, just the normal vocal, and then we'll go back and maybe stack up the chorus. And I personally like to get the same exact vocal twice, and then I pan it left and right. But actually re-singing it so that there's like minor differences.
Right.
And then we'll do the falsetto or the real seta voice on top of that. And then I kind of blend that in there a little bit. So, I mean, there's usually like 4 to 5 voices, because then we might also do like an ad-lib voice or a voice that's kind of in the back, with like some effect on it or something like that. But most of that is just for the chorus, and then the verse, it drops back down to a single voice.
And I love how, like, and this isn't meant to, this is not negative at all, but it doesn't sound like that, which I think is the point. Like, I'm not hearing,
Yeah.
I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing, 5 tracks at once. I'm kind of just hearing a really wide mix. That sounds
Voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
cool.
that's the point. That's why. But I didn't even mix this track either. I just sent them the vocals and was hoping for the best. But I think it sounds good.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well, who wants to go next? Who's got a song?
I think we got Tom's up here next if Tom wants to go. Yours is next on the playlist at least.
Yeah, sure.
50 bag.
50 bag. Grabba.
So why'd you pick this one?
This song showed up on my YouTube recommended list. I don't listen to too much dancehall. I try to keep abreast of what's going on. But this showed up on my recommended list. Put it on, and the production's really good. The track itself, the melody or the hook is kind of unique, at least from what I've heard, and the lyrics are good. Like the actual, I like his flow, Skillabang's flow.
Okay.
So,
and Skillabang is kind of a hot artist right now. Like he's coming out with a lot of boom tunes.
Yeah, I've seen
People digging it.
I've seen him featuring on a lot of people's tracks as well, which is obviously cool.
Yeah. All right, well, let's check it out.
Tifa, the queen.
Give me a mad feeling, but the grenade great. With the grab a leaf, send me go a place where gravity no exist. My love stay there, so no give me no bush weed and no daycare. Bass smoke in the air. The grades blaze making on my dome serenade. Push a fire like when me tap out with the care. Big fat split me about to prepare. Board more. Me a bill a split longer than bro. Show me no smoke pork. Me send it on a boat, God. I'm a fella no puff smoke like me nose zone. Even cold stove. I me fuck up a war zone. Split broad like a toll road and a snow cone. It's hotter than broke bone. Every nose up north when me blow smoke. Johnstown. Everything mad, memories lighter, hot grabber and a 50 bag. Everything mad, everything mad. Everything mad, everything mad. It's lighter, hot grabber and a 50 bag. Everything mad, everything mad. Everything mad, everything mad. Anyway you see me, I'm smoking my weed off a bill with the grabber with the voltage. Get the grabber toasted. Potato chips, flames. Me a sport with the grades.
All right. Yeah, big tune. Yeah, so hot grabba is a tobacco, like the raw leaf tobacco,
leaf.
and before you smoke it, you have to light it with a lighter and kind of crisp it up. Otherwise, it can get like too harsh or make you a little sick. So you want to toast it a little bit, crush it up. That's why they call it hot grabba. So and since a 50 bag, I'm assuming he's talking about 50J is a very small. It's like one joint's worth. So little explanation. So what were you vibing on about the song? Did you like that it was a weed song, Tom?
No, not really. I mean, it's not that I didn't like it because
Just
it was
like-
a weed song. That was just kind of a second thought, but it was mainly the production
like the beat.
and his flow.
Yeah, he does a nice flow. Yeah.
And something that we've been talking about too is like dance hall, but like not overly aggressive, like dance hall where it's like the beat is smooth and chill, and you can dance to it, and it's just more low key for me. I feel like, and I'm starting to really like that kind of stuff that's coming out.
Yeah,
the beats.
Yeah, I think that
the beats are like hypnotic and kind of R&B almost. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Sometimes. Well, and as this music is getting more attention mainstream, like through the internet, honestly, there is more of a reason to make it more appealing to the world, And some of that stuff, some of the dance hall that was in the 90s was, I mean, it was music made for Jamaica.
Right.
So it kind of seems aggressive or harsh to Western listeners, but and then also through the internet is artists around the world are being influenced by each other too. So, that's going to make a big change. So yeah, cool tune. Well, all right, let's move on to the next tune. You got another Bruno Mars here on the list.
Yeah, caught me. Yeah, so
is this off the new record?
No, so that's kind of why I wanted to talk about this for a little second, and I like to give some background of the tunes I pick. So yeah, it wasn't our last one, but maybe the one before that was when we were talking about Silk Sonic, Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars' new single, Leave the Door Open, which I listened to probably about 4 times today. Anyway, I digress. It was a nice day. I was feeling myself. I was feeling the music. But so afterwards, 24 Karat Magic came on by Bruno Mars, and I was like, man, this song's so good. It's the first song of his 2016 album, 24 Karat Magic. And I had realized that I had never listened to this album. I only heard the singles that were on the radio, which is that one.
Uptown Funk.
Got a condo in a man. Something. Yeah, that's what I like. And Finesse, Dripping with Finesse, which was kind of like the new the New Jack Swing one.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was listening to this record, and this song came on that we were about to play, and it's called Perm. And you'll hear it because we're about to play it, and you get it right away. But he's talking about this woman that he's talking to needs to relax her attitude and like add some perm to it.
I used to know a bass player in Chicago called Big Daddy Perm.
Hey, I like that. But yeah, it's cool. Super reminiscent of like some James Brown kind of stuff. And honestly, when I was listening to it, and honestly, his whole album, has like kind of like something reminiscent of like Michael Jackson ballads. in there, and then it has like the
Okay.
New Jack thing, obviously with finesse and the funky stuff. And this is kind of like a funky James Brown kind of thing, maybe like, but with
Yeah.
Bruno Mars take on it. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys because I thought it was really cool, and I didn't know what I was gonna play tonight until I heard this come on shuffle. So, boom.
All right. Let's check it out. Here we
Look at
go.
you walking in here looking all pretty and angry and mean and good. I know you didn't get your hair done so you could just sit down and just sit still.
Hey, we trying to have a good time tonight. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.
It's my
Isn't this
birthday.
dope, James?
It's awesome.
But I still look good, though.
Come, ow.
I bet you want an autograph. You and
Wow.
your
Did you just hear
friends.
that?
Gotta do it in the penthouse.
It is
That's why I
like
came
James
up
Brown.
in. What, you can't dance? Ain't got rhythm? What, you got a man? I don't see you with him. Put your phone down. Let's get it. Forget your Instagram and your Twitter. Got me like, whoa. Wait a minute. You need to take a minute. Loosen them shoulders up. Pull it up. Let's work. Throw some perm on your attitude. Girl, you gotta relax. Ooh. Let me show you what you got to do. You gotta lay it back. Matter of fact, bang. Show how to lay it back. Show how to lay it back.
Got the James Brown
Show how to lay
bridge
it
going
back.
on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this sounds like a reincarnation of James Brown. He's singing like James Brown too.
Alright. Come on, baby, I love you. No, you
Oh,
don't.
there we
go.
You never know
Yeah.
I like though. Can't say I won't. There's that smile I'm
James,
looking
you would
for.
love this if you could
Was
hear
that
it.
so hard?
Oh, I can hear
You
it
ever need
already.
to smile again, girl? Take my card.
He can't.
Razzle dazzle, never gonna stop. What you want is what I got. You wanna get down? You gotta get up. Don't be stingy with your big old butt. You got a booty like whoa. Wait a minute. I'm just playing.
All right.
Loosen them shoulders up.
Yeah, that was cool. I really dug that.
Yeah, and honestly, like I'm officially saying I slept on Bruno Mars. I mean, I always knew he was a great singer,
Dude, me too.
but dude, when like the more and more I dig into this guy's catalog, it's just really well done, very well produced music. He's
Yeah.
obviously very talented and a great singer,
Yeah.
and yeah, just listen to that album. Like I did some reading up on him, and like the thing was, I think he did a lot of work. Is he from Hawaii or something? I don't know exactly.
Yeah, he's from
Like, I obviously
Hawaii.
didn't do that much. Yeah, but he was doing a lot of playing there, and he ended up moving to LA because he wanted to be in the biz. And somebody kind of like discovered him and was like, but he wasn't getting his own work yet. He got his start kind of doing songwriting, and was
okay.
kind of taught as a prodigy like what makes pop songs and what makes things catchy, and you know, doing this and that. And I wish I had the list in front of me. I meant to look it up, but I don't. But he kind of like co-produced and wrote some songs for a lot of people before he kind of had his own thing take off. And then he kind of took all that knowledge that he learned by doing that into making his own songs. But I love how he just incorporates all this. It's, to me, it's poppy, of course, but it's not like stupid pop. Like it's
No,
intelligent music still, which I love, and it can be catchy and good and mainstream, but still be intelligently composed and you know. So anyway,
Well, not all pop is stupid.
Right,
Like,
right.
And it depends on the era, because like popular music in the 70s is completely different than popular music now. And what I'm hearing from Bruno Mars is like he's making music based on his influences, which happen to be a lot of the same influences that we share, at least in this last couple records, or like the Silk Sonic, and then listening to that. It's like classic funk music and soul, which like you cannot go wrong with that. Like, I mean you can, but if you're talented and you're good, like, and obviously he does a great job doing it, then you could make contemporary hits like that. So that's, I mean, 24K was like,
dude, that song changed I did not expect for something like that to hit the radio waves, and it's still on there.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
And normally I'm just the kind of person that like, I hate mainstream music, blah, blah, blah. But I can't hate that even if I tried, man. It's just so good.
That song jams. Yeah. Certain songs just jam, man. So yeah. Respect. That was a good song.
Yeah, man. Give
That was
thanks. I thought it was cool.
Well, yeah. So people, go check out the main selections Spotify playlist, and maybe one day we'll make an Apple Music and YouTube playlist for you.
Yeah.
But no one has seemed to care that much. So until then, all right. So, as we're getting towards the end, James had a prompt, and you wanted to talk about people that annoy you in HEB. Isn't that right, James? You want to tell me exactly what you said earlier?
I suppose. Well, it's just what really bothers me, Dane. It's just when you see
What really chaps my cheeks?
what really, when you just see really obese people in the HEB using those electric carts,
Oh, my dad's gonna love this.
and then they crash into the side of the aisle, and they can't go around, and then everyone's just trapped behind them.
Do you
I've never
experience them
experienced that.
crashing frequently?
At least once a month.
What?
Because I've been stuck behind one, and it was kind of doing the thing where like I'm trying to move out of their way, and then like I'm going around the right, and then they turn right, and I'm like, "Ugh." And so
Have
I
you
try
ever
to
seen
go
them
left,
do
and then
the,
they turn left.
Have you ever seen them do
never-
the Austin Powers?
Yeah, in the aisle, the turning around. That's what
Does that happen for real?
That one, not as much, but it has happened.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
James, what HEB? do
HEB
you go
has
to?
pretty big.
This is actually,
Yeah.
I don't want to disrespect the HEB name. It's usually more of a Walmart thing, but I don't go to Walmart often.
Oh, okay.
I really don't go to
Yeah,
HEB
HEB
that
is
often
pretty
either.
big
So you just don't like.
because you like Randall's.
Randall's has everything half off.
I don't like
Yeah, that's not
Randall's.
sus at all.
Huh?
Yeah.
So you're saying it's more of a
That's not-
just a general. You just don't like people on scooters.
Well, scooters are different.
Well, those.
The
those
assisted
scooters.
shopping carts.
I don't
Yeah,
know what to
shopping
call them. What do you
carts.
call rascals? I don't know what they are.
Unless you're old, then you're okay. But if you're just like a young person who's like real, just like out of shape, then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I barely ever see people using those things at the HEB I go to, so I don't know. I just go to a young HEB then, I guess.
well, what I was saying
Is that the 51st Street one?
Yeah, I feel like the 51st one
That one's
is like
that is called a first time home buyers HEB.
Dude, I was honestly joking around with somebody that it's like the singles HEB. Like you like get dressed up to go to the grocery store to like potentially meet somebody.
Yeah, and the 41st Street HEB is not 40 Capital. What is it called? Capital Plaza HEB off 35. That one's the UT girl and guy HEB. Because
it's also the Grackle HEB.
the
Yes.
Grackle.
Oh,
Who's the Grackle?
the Riverside one is overrun by grackles.
Yeah, both of 41st Street and Riverside is just like in the parking lot, the Grackles like take over. It's like that. What the hell is that?
Those things make like robot noises. Haven't you heard them? How they do like
Oh,
they make like a weird like
yeah.
they like that's not a bird, dude. I don't trust those things.
Yeah, it's
Maybe they
probably
are
Sounds
robots.
like glitch music.
Dane. Isn't there a whole Dane? Isn't there a whole conspiracy about that?
About the Grackles? I haven't heard it.
No, about
I think it's just about birds in general.
that they're watching us and that they're really clones by the U.S. government.
I mean, possibly. Why not? They could. Yeah, sure.
You heard it here first, everybody. All birds are fake. They're not real.
All birds are fake.
But yeah, I don't have people crashing into the aisles at my HEB. The biggest thing that I experience is whenever I choose to go there. It's kind of like the same thing as like I guess what you'd call a Sunday driver or somebody who likes to just take a nice little chill cruise in the left lane of the road where everybody's trying to get somewhere, and they're just like, and it's just people who are just taking their sweet time figuring out what they want. And there's a lot of people there who, like me, I want to get in and I want to get out and I want to leave. and I know what I want.
And you know what you want.
Yeah, I know
you
what
know
I
what you're
want.
in there for.
And a lot of times I'm just stuck behind these people who are just taking their, yeah.
It doesn't bother me as
Yeah.
much as per se a person trying to make a turn at a light who doesn't pull into the intersection and then they miss the light and then they still don't pull in the next time and then, you know what I mean?
True.
I hate that.
I also hate that with a
Yeah.
passion.
But you know what? It seems like that can kind of change depending on where you are, at least in the country, because I know that people don't drive like that everywhere.
I think you would get your ass kicked in New York City or Chicago if you drove like that.
Yeah. Like, okay, when you have the flashing yellow arrow to make a left and you're still staying behind that line, you know everybody's blood behind you is just boiling because you got to get out into the intersection to make that turn.
Yeah.
I mean, at least that's what I do. And
Yeah, me too. I actually stick out too far sometimes. Like this is years ago in Chicago, but I was like trying to make a left turn and I was out in the intersection like more than ready. And I just went a little too early and I clipped the back of a car that was like going, you know?
Yeah.
I just barely clipped them. Nothing happened, but you know, I was like, oh, I was too gung ho about that.
The other thing is like,
Yeah,
what do y'all think about this? So, I'm trying to think of how to frame this. So you're just going down a street and there's enough room, even though there's no lines on the street, but there's definitely enough room. If there's a stop sign for the person who's making a right to be on the right, if there's a person being on the left who's taking a left turn, they can be in the middle. And then you leave kind of the left side for people who are incoming, right? But there's a lot of people who make a left turn, but they feel like they have to get right up next to where the stop sign is. So then the person who's trying to make a right behind them can't go, even though there's enough room for everybody to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Make room. That's just being a conscientious driver and like caring about other people on the road.
And you can't do it everywhere because there's not always space to do that. But it's like, well, there's no left turn lane, but you can kind of create one and notice that there's enough room if you just don't pull up right next to the stop sign. Like this happens. The reason why it's on my brain is because this happens outside of my complex all the time. And it's a big, wide driveway. Like, but there's always somebody who's making a left that scoots right up next to the right side, next to the stop sign.
Yeah.
Like that's a rule that you have to stop next to the stop sign for it to count.
Yeah. And there's some other weird stuff. Just reminded me, have you guys ever, I think it's called a box turn. Have you ever heard of that?
A box turn.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I might be wrong, but in Australia, my dad did this and it really confused me. But apparently people do this all the time. So like, imagine you're at an intersection. It's a 4-way intersection and I want to take a left. So what I do is I put my car like maybe I think like, yeah. So say like I've got a green light, but I want to take a left, but it's like a weird, I can't just take a left for some reason because there's a tram or I don't even remember why we didn't just take a left, but like he went into the right lane and then like put his car like perpendicular with like the traffic that's going to go left as soon as the light turns green. So we're like sideways to oncoming cars. And then when they get the green, he like goes left, like turns his car to the left and then is on the right path. Does that make sense?
I'm going to watch this online real quick.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time visualizing that, but I've never heard of that.
It was really, really weird, but people do it in Australia. And I was like, this seems dangerous.
You know what else is dangerous is yeah, like speaking on things like that, like I don't think I ever saw, like Jeff and I talk about this all the time, where like the ambiguous middle turn lane that we have
like
here.
who's
Yeah, well, it's just for anybody. You could be going left or going right, but sometimes I've seen it all the time while I'm driving around is that
two people like go head on,
almost hit each other because they're trying to go left and they're trying to go right, and they're trying to both scoot up into the middle lane. And for those of y'all listening who might be not from here, I don't know if they have this in other places. I don't know. I haven't noticed it until I moved to Austin. But they just
the middle lane.
it's like a middle yellow dotted lane. That's pretty much just a free for all, no rules lane where you just can sit there to make your turns into like shopping centers or, you know, places where there's not a light to navigate you to turn. You just kind of wait.
Texas drivers use that. It's like a middle lane merge. Like they'll use that to when they can't actually get in the traffic, they'll drive in the middle lane until they can find a spot to merge.
I actually kind of like that. I like
it freaked me out the first couple times. I was like, oh shit, what's going on? I would think that somebody was coming into oncoming traffic, but no, they just use it as a merge lane.
Have you ever had where you were going into that middle lane to make a left turn, but then someone else is coming into the same middle lane to go take a left turn into another business on the other side, and then you're just coming right at each other?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was watching box turn videos.
I missed it. Did I name it
this
right?
Guy right here.
Apparently,
but am I right? It's called box turn.
Yeah, but it looks like it's being used more for bicyclists. So basically, if you want to at a four-way intersection and you're on a bicycle, you go across the street on like the crosswalk, and then when you get to the next lane on the other side of the street and you want to cross again, you know, so you're making an L shape, then you just turn your bike so it's facing the other direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we did it in a car, so
that seems weird.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, and then also in Australia they have like roundabouts most of the time instead of intersections, which I actually prefer roundabouts. I wish we had more of them here.
The one right I-35 and 51st Street.
That one confuses everybody.
Dude, that one's crazy because it's like four lanes. It's like a four-lane roundabout.
I was going around that the correct way, and then this other car came back and was going the opposite direction, coming towards me. And so we all had
what?
Yes, and we all had to stop. So I stopped my car, and I was like kind of worried that other people were going to come around and like rear end me into his car. And like this guy just had to like his girlfriend was just like laughing hysterically. I was like fuming, and he was just like so confused, and he had to like reverse onto the sidewalk. And I just like kept yelling profanities in my car.
Wow. I mean, you got to be pretty dense to go the wrong way on a roundabout. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah. I was just like, what? I was just going around. It's like, holy shit, what the hell?
The thing that I've seen the most is that people confuse what lane they're in and accidentally cut somebody off because it's like, you know, a 2 or 3 lane roundabout, and they kind of...
And it's dotted. So you get confused.
Yeah, and it's dotted. So and it honestly is confusing. That should be fixed.
Well, if we had more roundabouts, it would make more sense because it's better because you don't have to stop all the time. You can kind of yield in, and then you're not sitting at a stoplight or a stop sign because stop signs take forever.
Yeah.
If a lot of cars get backed up onto it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway. I like the roundabout thing. In Jamaica, they have a lot of roundabouts too. So the English knew a little bit more about traffic. But yeah, I'm looking at the clock. I had one more little prompt, but I think we'll save it for next time. So yeah, people, this was episode 15, and we really hope to see you at the next Sahara gig and possibly in San Antonio. And if not, then look out for us at a city near you because this summer we'll be hitting the road again. So, yeah, excited about that. Oh yeah. Any final words, people?
I just want to say, as always, thank y'all for listening, and check out the vinyl record if that's something you're into. We're really excited about it, as we mentioned at the beginning. And if you want one, go cop it now because you got $10 off. So go check out our Facebook. Insta will get you there. You can always visit lionheights.com. Check out our store. Follow us on everything. Tell your friends. And yeah, we love y'all.
Later.
Alrighty. See you next time.
Peace.
Peace and love.